Hey guys, welcome to HunterBBQ livestream. Today is going to make two videos, and luckily that I have one of my friends to help, and he's the member of S2H, and I think his name is called Mlnty. Hopefully I pronounce it correctly. So that we really need to give a very big credit and shout out to his name, and he's currently 80 million power. Q is very decent in server 2 as well. And not all the members have the requirement to do the test, because I need someone have a max super heavy and also have a max archeries, so that this is what he have currently. So that since we are doing the video, I will try to put the quality to the max, so that the game will refresh and we have clear pictures of what is really happening. And yeah, hi bro, morning stream. Yep, yeah, it will be fun. Okay, so I did a lot of time with my live stream to do the testing, so anyone do not want to wait for the video to be released later on, so they can just watch the stream. And I still remember I have one videos that making the inventory that I still not released. That's why I quite busy with doing all kind of things, but you will know the result after we done this live stream. So we have Mlnty here, and he have max super heavy and max archeries. So the first video we're going to do now is test out the max of this steel fighter, because a lot of people having a question about this. How is the steel fighter max out? Is it worth it to max out instantly, or what is really benefit, and what is the point? What is the reason? What is whatever ideal with her? Because of this garrison based damage received from officers, skill is reduced by 30%. But how good is that? What is that exactly and definitely means to the game, and why is it so important? So these are the moments that we test it with real tests. And so that you can see currently I have her in one of whatsoever, so I will just swap her with whatever. So you can see I have full officer, but this doesn't have the steel fighter. That's the point, because we want to have my all unit out from my base. You can see all of them is out from my base. They can kill this bunker for fun, whatever. So you can see my base currently is empty, nothing inside. So that Mlnty will try to attack my troops, so I have to give him a signal. So I will just have this one to come over here to give him a signal, so that he will start to attack. So I don't think there's any privacy in this chat. If there is, I will just cut it off, but now it's live stream. So I will ask him, can start anytime now when I give you the emotion gunfire. So for him to attack me, we have to leave the alliance, because currently we are on the same alliance. That is impossible for the test, because we want to test something. So I might miss this chest, but doing the videos, I always never hesitate to lost some benefit or whatsoever, so that I leave the alliance so that he can attack me. So I will ask him, yeah, I will just try this out and see whether he get it. So you can see my archeries is still on the attack range. I want to drag my archeries away from the attack range, so that my base is definitely I think he get the wrong idea. Yeah. I think he get the wrong idea, because I told him to use the super heavy to attack like a normal siege, so that he get the damage to my base to know that how much the archery is damage. But now we got a first report, so that you can see I suffer about 17.9 suffer damage. So that is the damage from the archeries, but I might base kill some of his archeries. That definitely not the things that we want. So I will ask him to do it one more time. Okay, so hopefully he get it. You can see his language is not English, so maybe he doesn't know fully what I mean. So that, yep, it's okay. We do it one more time. So you can see my base is empty, so he will siege me one more time. And remember that I have no allies. I mean, it doesn't really matter like what buff I have or not, because what we want to test is the steel fighter 30%, right? So that will straightly get into my buff whenever I try to activate it. Yeah, so I will just give him the emoji. I think I can go somewhere here. I just get he can't see the emoji, and I can't get this archeries to kill his super heavy. That's why you can see I have this archeries on level 60. So it's like not like deadly. You can see. Alright, so yeah, finally he do it correctly this time. So you have a full siege damage like the April plus the Anthony with 1 skill damage. Yep, that is 1 skill damage. So he stop it. Yep, that is what we want. Just give him a thumbs up this time, so that for round 2. Alright, so what we have to do now is wait for the second reports to come out, or the battle reports. I really want to delete all this, but I can't because this one is already here. So I have to do it manually to delete whatever on the bottom side, so that they are not confuse us with this particular testing, Yeah, you can see I have quite a lot of those things from the battle or events. That's why live stream with all this cut and this and that, we take longer time to make it. When I make the videos, definitely will cut it off some of the things that are not really needed. But mostly I do those videos that I have talk over on the videos. But now let's get to the result. Now we have 17.9 on the first try that only use archeries somehow. So we have the second try on 20.9 suffer damage. So that is how I have. So now we will test it out with the steel fighter inside the base. And most of you doesn't aware that steel fighter can put on archeries as well. So I will just remove whatever and just have steel fighter. And mostly you think that steel fighter have to put on super heavy or some of the tank or whatever, but definitely not that case. But to be what do you call it? To be fair, I will also use the tank as well. So I will have this tank to train it out. Maybe not now, but yeah, just maybe not now because I want to test it out. So I will just have this one. I would like to have all of them prepared, but now it's fine. So that yep, I have this emoji as well. So now we have one troops is inside my base that is garrisoned. Then that is a steel fighter, so that he siege me one more time and see how much that 30% meant to be buff or benefit to us, Alright, so he do it almost perfectly. Yep. So this is what I have on the garrison, and all my other troops is outside now. Then let's train this one. So I will swap this to here, so that we'll see exactly the same result, hopefully. Let's get out of this one as well. Then this one get out of my base, because I doesn't want to kill anything from him. I want to have the test on it, and we have to wait for the report to come out. That is what we needed. But why every time I have to go to this? Okay, let's wait for it to pop up. Basically, it's like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. The report will come in, so that we have our first report to see how good about the 30% reduce skill damage from our base. And you can see my base is almost dead. That's why it's very scary sometimes. Alright, alright, we have the report come in, so you can see it's 18 million damage. So that we can compare the first one on the archeries to kill is not a lot of damage well killed, because my my base kill some of his archeries that really affect a lot, because I think 12 is about 4 archeries, because one archery is for 4 personnel, right? Let me check. Yeah, one archery is 4 personnel. I kill 12 of it. That's why the damage reduced based on the archeries remain, and so that the skill damage also reduced. But the real damage is this one is 20 millions, and then we reduce it to 18 millions. But you have to understand one thing, that this is only one set of the skill done to our base. so that if there is like more than two or three, yeah, maybe like 10, they try to siege you one time. So you can see each of them is to 2 million damage reduced from what we have. That's the 30%. That's the 30% we have, right? So now I want to do a second test. Second test is that because just now we have the archers inside the base and we have the steel fighter on it. Now I will just do it the steel fighter on this particular archers, and now this archers is outside my base. Instead of inside my base. C is that still having like what he's claimed that have to be garrison, have to be garrisons. So let's test it out, but I want to wait this one fully and let it. Okay, let's move it out, and I'll just give the emoji to say shoot. At this point of time, my base HP doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, it worked perfectly. It reduced 2 million damage, so that that's how the 30% kick in. But you can see now the steel fighter is on outside my base, not on garrison. So we'll see how much the damage on my base. Yep, he stopped it instantly. Yeah, gone that as well. So this is the second test. So the third test is on the tank. Because on archery definitely is work. On tank it will work as well, but mostly you will say on tank might be better on this and that or the super heavy whatsoever, right? But it's just same. I think for the fair factor, I will just put it on my super heavy, so that everyone will not have any more question about like why you want to put on archeries instead of put your super heavy whatsoever, because everyone use on super heavy. So let's do it this time so that no one complain. But I already know, but I just want to show, so that you can see this time they did 22.3 million suffer damage to my base. It's better than the second one. I think maybe the archeries shoot one more time or something. That's why I would like to have the officer damage show that times to be more transparency, but that's fine. I will ask him. I don't think that is really necessary, but we already know that from the MD base I have is 20 millions, and after I have the steel fighter is 18. But this time he did 32.3 millions. That is really a little bit crazy, but that's fine. So I will ask him to do this time, shoot my base, right? Then you can see my super heavy have the steel fighter and angel. I will just swap. That's a little bit too late. But angel and the jack doesn't matter. Both of them doesn't really buff my base. That doesn't matter. All right. So he shoot and he stop and he stop. Right. All right. Okay. So we have this test, and then I have another last testing. Then we will be knowing how the steel fighter work, because I really wonder how it really works sometime. So I'll move this one out, and then I will just get rid of this one, and then get back on it. But this time you can see I didn't train it. You have to train like 0. But this time I put a steel fighter on this one. So we want to know, well, this considered a garrison or this is considered not a garrison. That is the biggest question. Like my super heavy die fully. Maybe I just do the super heavy, so we might be more based on the real factor. And this one also not garrison, is whatsoever not really. So you can see two of them can't really maybe I can just train this one and move it away from my base. But let's see the result on this one first. So you can see it's down to 18.2 million damage again. That's why this one is a little bit maybe overshoot my base from the empty base. But it's not a very big deal. But we're getting consistent result from 18 millions when we have the steel fighter inside my base. And this one is 18 millions. Like the 0.2 is not really a big deal. Like maybe his super heavy attack 1 or 2 extra or some critical damage or something. But that's definitely not the things that break the deal, So that this time I will just ask him to attack me so that we have the result a little bit quicker. Alright. Yeah. So this time the testing is about your troop is not trained, but you have steel fighter. Well, it's still have the 80 million effect or back to the 20 millions. That's the biggest question we have. Like sometimes your super heavy is dead, then you do not know whether the steel fighter is still working or not. You know, that's the biggest question most of the time I want to ask. But I already proved that if the steel fighter is on the outside of your base, it will not take the buff of the 30%. So you have to be 100%. This steel fighter have to stay inside your base, whether on archeries or whether on tank. It doesn't matter. As long she is inside your base, she will have that buff. But now the question is that because this one is having a troop, but this one is having no troops, will it still consider garrisons or is considered not garrison? That's the biggest question we have now. So we'll wait for this report to come in and we will know that is it work or not working. Alright, so the report come in, so let's take a look. So you can see if the steel fighter is inside your base but your troop is not there, it's considered not garrison because that is considered deploy instead of garrison. Garrison means that your troop must be inside your base. That's why if your super heavy is dead, then you think that steel fighter is still working. It's definitely not working. That's why I would like to put my steel fighter on the archeries that is never ever leave my base. That is how it works, because you know then you just waste your whatever the steel fighter. So we'll just test this one more time, that training, then wait for until I have one super heavy. I will ask him to attack me. Then you will see the big difference of this the report, right? He deal 20 over millions power damage to my base instead of just deal like 18, something like that. So let's wait for this to be 1. Then we'll see is when it on whatsoever is inside your base consider garrison, it will take the effect. If not, it's just not. And outside of the base, definitely it's not garrison, right? So he should one more time, yeah. So hopefully this gives a very clear idea of how the steel fighter buff working. But of course you have to fully unlock the steel fighter to make this work, and all other skill doesn't buff your base exactly. So that you have to understand, you have to fully unlock her to become more valuable. Otherwise, this doesn't value anything at all, right? Alright, so we have this one. I think this is the last testing we have. And then I do not really need this super heavy anymore, and I'm not testing the steel fighter. I will have to test something else. I have to move this one here and move this one here. Alright, so we have to wait for the report to come out to take the last report's damage. Then we will understand all of this, and hopefully this one really give everyone a very clear idea about how the steel fighter, when you max her out, and how the 30% really work. I can't really say about exactly the 30% from whatsoever damage or whatsoever skill damage or how it really work. But what I can prove now is that when you have steel fighter inside your base, it definitely give you the buff. If it doesn't inside the base, it just doesn't give you the buff. That is what I proved that, so that you can see 17.2 million damage. That's why whenever you have whatever troops is inside, whether it's one troops or full troops or whatsoever, as long it's inside your base, it will take the buff. That's the clear message of garrison. If it's move out from your base, then it's 100% not garrison, So that I think the steel fighter testing is already done, and I do not want to go into the details on the numbering of whether is it 25% instead of 30% or whatsoever. I don't think that is really necessary. But the very big question is that this is only one archeries. You already reduce like a 2 million damage, or 2 millions or 3 millions whatsoever. But if there is like 3 archeries try to shoot you, each of them reduce like 2 millions, that is definitely a lot, because the more damage, the more like we upgrade all this war, you can see the war is give you almost like let me check, give you almost like 150k. So you have to upgrade like 10 times of your war to give you like 1.5 billion extra HP. That's how your steel fighter give you instantly of this extra every single skill damage of 10, 10, 10, 10. Every single time they have a shoot, they save you 2 million damage on whatsoever on the skill damage. That's how the steel fighter being a little bit OP from the defense, right? So I need to explain to my friend not to main that. Mandy, about thanks so much for the video 1, and now we have to do the video 2.